All right, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Mr. Mileage in the building, good morning. Ray Patterson, good morning. Ruben Chisholm, good morning. Kodak in the building, good morning. Jose Lopez, Contrella Grew, Thrilled to Life. What's going on to the beautiful Barbara D? Good morning. Zacharias, Shaggy, Barbara, like I said, what's up? Fanan, DA said, Fanan, good morning, brother. Blessing, smash the like button, chat. Team Spins, Team Tank. Yes, Team Spins, Team Tank, Team PBC. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, we got some funny shit, bro. Oh, it's so funny. If you understand how to read the tea leaves behind the scenes, I think we have somebody is trying to tap out. I think somebody's doing this. I think they're trying to tap out. Or should I say, I think y'all already tapped out. Very smart move. Very smart move. Take a step back. Take a step back, young man. Take a step back. What's going on, Will Reed? Beans Gambino in the building. What's up, man? I like that name. Please don't be a troll. Beans Gambino. I'm trying not to block anybody anymore. I'm trying to make super chat goals. I'm begging for super chats this time of year. So I need supporters. So come on, man. Earn that wrench. Be part of the team. Track life, for real. Because we got to keep the channel going, man. We gotta keep going, dog. We've made some major progress, bro. We've made some major progress. I'm so happy to report in a very behind the scenes way. We've been making some very, very big progress, haven't we? We got some people taking steps back. We got some people putting some news out, even though it's secondhand. You know, it's an indirect compliment. We still noticed the video you did. And we noticed the car you drove. All right. Duly noted. Duly noted. Didn't say I'm going to back off shit. I'm just saying it was noted. And that's all I'm saying is that it was noted. Next time, don't start none, and there won't fucking be none. Next time, don't start none, and you won't have to sit down. You can just stand up, walk around, be happy. Jeremy Austin with the $5 holler. Thank you, man. $5 towards the goal. Thank you very much. The goal is up on both channels. Seriously, man. It's a lot. Hey, I understand though. You could not foresee this. What's up, man? Let me see what's up with my guy, man. What's up? Boop, boop, boop. Hold on one second. Oh, yeah. Hag himself. Yeah. Hold on. Let me correct this. Thanks. Hey, thank you for letting me know, bro. I'll make the change right now, but I didn't want to put hang. I meant to do this. H-A. Here. Let me put a period. Yeah, I'll put hang himself. Hold it. Let me do that. All right, man. I just thank you. Hey, Knockout Boxing 86 TV. Thank you for the correction, bro. Appreciate you, man. Big Block in the building. What's going on, man? Marcus the Villain. What's going on, man? How you feeling, dog? Y'all gonna be beefing in the comment section today? Let me know what the beef is in the comment section at all time, bro. Y'all be making me feel bad that I can't see the comment section. Like, I can't read the comment section and know what y'all are beefing about. I feel like I need to be kept up to date on what the current beef in the comment section is. If anybody could be the stenographer and let me know what that is, I'd be appreciative. So anyway, let's get back to what I was going to say, because I'm going to talk a little SHIT. First of all, investigations. Yeah, I didn't want to say hang at first, and I just let it hang out there like that. My bad. Yeah. So anyway, investigations. Yeah, those investigations are really having a paying a big toll, and it's really starting to be seen. And you see some people who used to be calling me crazy and all kind of shit like that, acting like they got a lot of sense. You know what I mean? And so I just wanted to say thank you to the people that I'm going to give you guys an opportunity here. Come on back. It's all good. The money ain't never going to flow like that. Not that way anyway. We can make some money now. I always said we could make some money. I just didn't say y'all could make money without me. And I don't have to do it illegally, bro. I can get the money there, and ain't nobody got to be sneaky about shit. Only reason you niggas had to be sneaky is because you wanted to go around a nigga back. That's it. Only reason y'all had to be sneaky is because y'all wanted to go around somebody's back, because you thought you could go around my back, and you can't go around my back. It's not possible. You can start behind me and still, oh my God, you cannot go behind my back. I got vultures watching my back. You can't go behind my back, bro. I literally got vultures watching my back. Trust me, I got to stand up. I got no joke. Hey, man, this is a for real thing. This is MH Blackwell here. I made a mistake. I fucked up. I cast a voodoo spell and fucked up. Now I got these gigantic vultures flying all over my house all the time. Top of the what's up, Isaiah? I swear to God, that's the truth. Scout's honor on God, I swear I got it. I got pictures and everything to back it up. Birds act super crazy after I started doing certain stuff. But anyway, I think it's a good sign, and I believe it's a good sign. It feels super cool. I don't think they're going to land on my shoulder or nothing, but trust me, it's a very magical thing in my personal life I'm feeling right now. So anyway, to use that as a metaphor for life, Fern, thank you, brother. Let's start this off right. You're actually number 2, because before there was Jeremiah Austin. Thank you so much, Jeremiah Austin, for your $5 holler, brother. And my guy Fern. Let me get my guy Fern with the $5 holler. Thank y'all so much. We're two towards the goal on the money line. So yeah, man, I just wanted to talk about that. So anyway, the investigations are paying off. There are a lot of people going to jail. There's a lot of people that are, telling people what was going on and making it readily apparent to people that they no longer want you guys to be using this money in a way y'all shouldn't be using this money. However, there's a lot of people getting in trouble for that shit. And that's a very good thing. I am very, very good today, man. And then I do believe that the Gervonta Davis hate campaign is slowing down. I've been seeing much more positive news out there about Gervonta Davis, way more positive on a regular basis than I used to. It was like you never saw anything positive about it. Now I actually go to Twitter, and people are putting up nice replays of him, doing things like promoting the #1 guy in American boxing, even though they don't apparently have any interest in there, really any overt interest, at least I can see in doing so. So I'm really feeling encouraged, man, about the sport of boxing, man. Sweet Baby Ray, Sweet Baby Ray barbecue sauce. What's going on? How are you? What's going on? How are you? Hope you're well. Hope you're well. But yeah, I got to talk a little smack, man. So that's some barbecue sauce, bro. The only reason I was going to call you Ray, because I didn't want to call you Sweet Baby. I don't feel like calling. I suppose that you're a man. I don't want to call you Sweet Baby nothing. So if you got some Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. Ray Patterson says, Barbara D, how have you been? It's about 10 minutes in. We'll get into the conversations once we get to, get to 200 people in. Okay. You're a woman? Okay, what's going on, Sweet Baby Ray? What's up, sweet baby? I'll just call you sweet baby. What's up, sweet baby? Yeah, that mean it does seem to be dropping off about Tank. Yeah, it's a distinct slow up. It's a distinct pull that shit back. Let's start treating people more fairly. Man, you can't expect the money to flow evenly if you're being unfair to one side so terribly. You know what I mean? And people, if you act right, people might even call the dogs off. You would be surprised how acting right can get people to call the dogs off. You know what I mean? Just acting right. Okay. Now, in some of y'all cases, I mean, I can't make no promises because them dogs is already out there. However, I'm just saying for future reference, you know, if you want the dogs called off, you should maybe act right. You know, they're going to start it back up. Yeah, I mean, you know, a small amount. I don't think they're going to do it at the rate that they were doing it, 2 Cent. I don't think so. I don't think so. Not the way they were doing it before, I don't think. If they do, that's going to be a big mistake. I wouldn't do it. You can't exclude the money man in boxing now that the money got plugged. Exactly. Because they're going to actually have to sell tickets. You're going to have to start dealing with people that really can sell tickets because you're going to have to fund it yourself. TKO, and without going into any real detail about it, but just go off the publicly known information. It's been how many months since Turkey Al-Sheikh had 18 months to get out of boxing? And for his dealings to be exclusively with TKO? How many months is that left? You need Tank now without the plug. Yep, without the plug. And don't go for another plug. Now, you may be tempted. Glad to hear that. Oh, that's Ray Paris. Okay. Tank keeping boxing in the States. I mean, look, bro. What good is boxing in the United States if all the boxing is in Saudi Arabia? And why should we support a channel that makes our fighters undercard fighters? The subtle insult of making Americans undercard fighters on their cards, undercard fighters, as much as Devin Haney, is an annoyance, he should not be an undercard fighter. Truth be told, Devin Haney should be a main event fighter. He's not a main event fighter, but Devin Haney should be a main event fighter. He should be. He should be able to lose without having people, provided he doesn't shit himself in the ring, had to take a jab, he should be able to headline a fight card. There's nothing wrong with him being able to headline a fight card. Exactly. They cheered that shit on Martin, trying to convince the public that undercard fighters are superstars. You know what I mean? I mean, pretty much. They treated him like he was a headliner when he was an undercard fighter. And now that he really should be at the headline of the headliner card, they put him on the undercard. It seems kind of ass backwards. But anyway, that leads to the second part of the title, is that Al Haymon let Turkey Al-Sheikh hang himself. Because, dog, you know how expensive it is for him to have to deal with boxing in America, knowing full well that you can't trust anybody in the United States? Like, one of the things I think that Turkey Al-Sheikh underestimated is that you have to buy respect. You have to buy loyalty. You know what I mean? Loyalty, respect, love. You can't buy that. You know what I mean? And without that, you can't trust people. If people have no loyalty, no respect, and no love for you or no brotherhood for you, then why would you trust them? Right? So you come in with money and you deal with people that have no love, no loyalty, no respect for the sport and are totally out for their own self, because love, loyalty, and respect are things that connect one person to another. Without that, you're never going to be able to be successful at the thing you're trying to do. You can't buy yourself in. You really can't. You can't. And you guys are failing at doing that, especially people that always want to sell. Like, your YouTube views are actually probably taking away from your pay-per-views. All those views you buy, all of those and all that engagement you have is really making you that much less a mystery to people, make you that much more it's that much easier to dislike you and not want to support you. So, I mean, if you don't have the personality for it, sometimes less is more. What's going on, man? What's going on? Hey, what's up, man? Greg Hackett in the building, man. What's up, man? How you feeling, brother? Good to see you doing things out there on your channel. Make sure y'all support Greg Hackett. You know what I mean? On Greg Hackett Boxing TV. And shout out to YSM Sports Network. They do their thing over there. They're great interviews. They got their numbers doing good, solid, honest numbers, the way it should be. You know what I mean? Acting like they got sense, being responsible. You know what I mean? Respectful human beings. I fucks with Philly big time. That's what Nephew Tank deal with. It's all about loyalty. Yeah, I mean, seriously, man. That's why I'm saying Al Haymon now I'm saying Turkey hung himself. I'm saying Al Haymon giving him credit just because I'm being a prick. You know what I mean? Because honestly, man, that shit was just sitting back and watching that shit happen has been kind of funny, man. The number of lies, though, but they paid a lot of money for the media, though. I don't believe they paid a lot of money for the fights. I believe they paid a lot of money for the media, the media coverage. I be seeing Greg interviews, he always keeps it a buck. Yeah, man. Yeah, really good dude. Really good dude. What do you say? Blove 30 MT. I can't call you Teddy Bear. Said Turkey is all about business, but he is dealing with street smart guy that would get over on their own mother. Yeah, that's fair enough, man. No doubt about it, bro. Oh. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's Baz backwards. It is. It's ass backwards. Man, Dean by any mean helping me towards my goal. Fanon, I told everybody about Senior. His son gave him the boot. I was right again, and he said he's not going to back in the corner because he got fired. Man. I try. Hey, man, hit the link if you got time. I'd be interested to hear your take on that, dog. I'd be very interested. I don't want to talk. I didn't want to put that in the title, dog. And I don't want to laugh at the man. But look, man, he's fighting for Top Rank. Top Rank's going to give him a trainer, bro. Top Rank's going to give him a trainer, dog. Top Rank's going to give him a trainer. Hey, man. Hey, dog, got to do what he got to do, dogs. Your son got to be a man at some point in time. Wow. Yeah, man. Hey, man. Yeah, I didn't want to say anything about that, dog. I didn't want to put that out there. I know I saw the videos, or at least I saw the titles of the videos where people talked about that. But, hey, man. Hey. He said the buck stops with him. He's got to figure out how to solve that problem, man. So he needed to figure out how he can beat Devin Haney and get back on top. So it is what it is, man. You got to do what you got to do, man. I wonder who did he say anything about who his new trainer is? I wonder who his new trainer, because he's got talent. He got talent. But man, Dean, he said, I told everybody about Senior. His son gave him the boot. I was right again. And he said he's not going back in the corner because he got fired. Martin, please share your thoughts on the Norman situation. All right, man. Sometimes the Bucks got to stop with you. You know what I mean? The Bucks got to stop with you. And if that means that you got to make a change, then you got to make the decision to make the change. Dean, by any means. What's up, Dean? Long time no talk, brother. What's up, man?
Well, what's going on, Fanon? I've been busy, but I catch all your lives. You already know, especially on the playback. I just want
Thank
to
you,
say,
sir.
Fanon, you remember he was up there calling me a bias-ass Philly nigga. Remember, Fanon? I was a bias-ass Philly nigga. I was a fanboy. We were, hey, Fanon, we was right like crazy, wasn't we? I was right like a motherfucker. Hey, Fanon, you know how bad of a trainer you gotta be? So you got one fighter, and he fire you, and he your son. Bosey's training world champions, Fanon. Bosey got multiple fighters. You got one fighter, and you got fired from him, and that's your boy. My son. Didn't I tell, hey, Fanon, didn't he tell me when we was on your channel, didn't he tell Dean, see, my son in the best shape of his life? Yeah, I said, you need to get off them interviews. What I tell him, Fanon? 3 months later, he fired. Ain't God good? All the time. Hey, Junior, I'm proud of you, sir. You see? Your daddy threw you under the bus. Now for now, he throwing his son under the bus, saying he ain't listening to him and all of that. Don't nobody like listening to somebody who want to be the star of the show. Now you want to take your ball and go home because your son's, hey, for now, Junior still want him in the corner. Senior don't want to be in the corner because he got fired. But it's all good. Remember, he said, if y'all got up here and talked about me every day, I wouldn't get mad. I wouldn't, you mad that your son agreed with us and fires you. What you gonna say now? Hey, for now, I'm gonna let you go with this one. He spent all of that time talking about boots just to get the boot. You have a good day, sir. You my
All
guy.
right,
Thank you,
Dean.
OG.
All right, Dean. Hey, dog. Hey, dog, if his daddy refused to be in the corner because he couldn't be the head coach, dog, that's kind of fuck. Hey, dog, hey, Junior, you got to do what you got to do, Junior. Hey, Junior, you got to do what you got to do, Junior. That's all I can say about it. Junior got to do what Junior got to do, dog. It's what it happens, man. You know, hey, my son, first of all, my son, I had a run-in with my son about business because my son does some work for me. And my son was slacking a little bit on it, or, you know, not giving me what I needed to get done because, you know, he had other things he was working on. But still, I kind of snapped on him and I said I would do my own stuff. But then I went back and I was like, look, man, I don't want to change, you know, like, no, I want to keep working. You got to da-da-da, right? You got to please get this right. But here's the thing. If my son eventually is going to tell me, hey, Dad, I'm about to take this job, go do this other stuff, and leave me alone. I know full well my son's going to do that at a point in time, you know? So I can't get mad that my son wants to go and do something that he feels is going to make himself more, you know, prepared for the world. You know, I can't get mad about that and then say, no, I don't want to participate with you at all. You know what I mean? Can't do that. That's some Joe Jackson shit. You know what I mean? You can't do that Joe Jackson shit, man. And I know it may be tough because you're hanging out there in public and, you know, you got dudes like Dean rubbing your face in it and all that shit. But you Negroes are all in a business of rubbing people's faces in shit. You know what I mean? It's kind of tough, man. You know what I mean? It's tough. Especially when you got dudes like Dean about to rub your face in it because y'all went back and forth. You know what I mean? Hey, man, it is what it is. I respect Brian Norman Jr. If that's what Brian Norman Jr. thinks is best for his career, then you got to support that 100 miles an hour, man. And if Brian Norman Sr. doesn't feel like he can operate as a second fiddle, as a second the number 2 in the corner boy, because he don't want to get the water and put the bucket up there, you know, I can't blame it either, man, because he goes from being the leader of the discussion to being the guy with the water and the stool. You know what I mean? Being the rah-rah man. And that's going to be tough to take that step backwards. But I would say, hey, man, you got to take the step backwards, you know? I would say, but, you know, otherwise, you know, those things can wind up being really, really, the relationship can wind up being very, very soured, you know? And I don't think either one of you guys want to have a soured relationship. So, you know, if it was me, I would be carrying the bucket. I would carry the bucket, I would carry the mop, and I would be like, okay, whatever it is for the team. Because it's what's most important is the team. If we're a team, you know, And the leader of the team's got to be Brian Norman Jr. because Brian Norman Jr. is the one throwing the punches. He's the one that he's got to be the one that's head of the team. So, that's what I would say. Have to at least feel for a senior. Where would his son be without him? Well, no, his son, I mean, feel for him. Look, that's just a relationship these guys got to continue to have. They got to go to some family counseling or something. Sit down and talk to a therapist, man, responsible for family counseling, and get to the answer, man. But I would say, look, I would say stay in the corner and continue to work with the team. You know what I mean? And continue to work with the team. That's what you guys have been doing together for years. But, it can't be Brian Norman Jr. got to be the one that's got to take the decision, man. Channel 68 TV said, I'll hold the bucket as a father. Firing your pops got to be tough, though. I mean, it is, man. I mean, I've seen it. Look, man, I'm telling you, bro, you got to make the decision for yourself. And the father's going to make the decision for himself. But it's a tough situation, especially when you're undefeated. You're a world champion and you lose to guys like Devin Haney to lose to Devin Haney of all people. And to be on your ass, to be knocked down, looking up at Devin Haney, full well that shit is not going to sit well with Brian Norman Jr. And Brian Norman Jr. is going to want to get something going on, It's just what it is. I respect that, man. Fanon, he listening. I don't think he's going to carry no bucket. He has too much pride. Look, man, it's not about pride, bro. Let me tell you something. I'm not telling him to do shit. That man got to do what he thinks is right for himself. I'm just saying that's probably what I would do for my son. If my son was like, nah, I got it. And eventually you're going to have to. That's just a matter of time, and you want to be part of the comeback. You want to be part of the future, man. You don't want to, Brian Norman Jr. is going to have kids, just got to carry the bucket, bro. You know what I mean? But it's not like it's something that's bad. That's something that's very valuable. He could be in a tough situation in a fight and need his father there. And because he'll be able to tell him something like, hey, man, I know this about him. You can work with the other coach and say, hey, man, hey, this is what I think about this. This is what I think about that. And then just work through it, man, But it's tough, man. You guys are living a public life. That's my take on it. And I do think that Brian Norman Jr. should take into consideration his father was out there defending him and working for him. But I'm sure it's a balancing thing for a young man that's not that old. How is he? 23, something like that? Young guy, young guy. Floyd Zulu Lion said Floyd been through way more crap than that with his pops. Oh yeah, man, for sure, man. Yeah, man. I mean, I've been through more than that with my pops. Jeez, I can tell you that. I've gone through more than that. All you guys did is lose a fight that I know of, unless there's more to it than I know. But if what you're saying is you lost a fight and you want to get different eyes on your game, you want to improve, you want to learn, you know what I mean? You've seen other fighters stay with the trainer for longer periods of time, and you see, you want to learn. And so I think it's fair for Brian Norman Jr. to want to go out there and learn, want to go out there and learn more about the sport, train with other trainers. I think that's a good thing. You know what I mean? And Brian Norman Jr. didn't get slept. It's not like he got slept. It's not like he got, he had a bullshit fighter in front of him. I'm sorry. He did. He had a bullshit. He got caught. Whop. You know what I mean? Got caught. But Devin's a highly trained fighter, man. You know what I mean? Hey, man, thank you, Barbara D. Thank you so much, man. Hold on, let me get these cash apps. Thank y'all for working with me towards the goals, man. Really. Thank you a lot. PBC is pretty vital to the channel, and they're not putting on a lot of fights. So, and I'm telling you, these guys that they say get all these magical numbers everywhere in the world. Barbara Davis, thank you so much. Says, for the goal. Thank you, Barbara Davis, for the $5 holler. Means in a gigantic amount. Thank you so much. Yesterday, for the $5 holler, thanks first to my guy Alton Jones, says, thanks for sharing the truth. Some don't, they lie. Yeah, you know that shit. Thank you, Alton Jones, for your chop. Yeah. We were calling Bill a pimp. I'm convinced Norman Sr.'s a pimp too. He letting anybody make that money but him. Well, look, man. All money ain't good money, bro. And Brian Norman Jr. probably does want his dad to stop talking. That's something else. Brian Norman Jr. probably does want his dad to stop talking. Like Teofimo, you know who did a very good job of shutting the fuck up? Teofimo Lopez Sr. Teofimo Lopez Sr. has done a marvelous, marvelous job of being the head trainer of Teofimo Lopez and shutting the fuck up. And Angel Garcia did a fantastic job of eventually shutting the fuck up and letting Danny Garcia do all the talking. Eventually, you're going to have to let your son surpass you. Not saying that that is the case with Brian Norman Sr., because like I say, I don't know the dynamic between the two. All I can do is say that I definitely have a son and I have a father. And I have a dynamic, the father relationship dynamic, I've experienced it, and the son dynamic, I have experienced it, you know? And sometimes if you don't have your father around, you may not have ever experienced the father-son dynamic before from the perspective of being a father. You know what I mean? Now, I could be wrong, but I do believe that I heard Brian Norman Sr. say that he was not around his father. I don't know that for sure. But I know that there are plenty of men that I know personally that are sons, that did not have a relationship with their father. The ones that have the best relationships with the son are ones that have had relationships with their father. Because you kind of know what it is that you don't want to do a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? What you don't want to do. Like I had a father that had a lot of desire to be well known by everybody. Like my father wanted to be the center of attention for everybody in the room. And I do believe he resented other people that were the center of attention in the room. That's just my personal take, because I was around him for, a very long time. I am naturally somebody that is going to get a lot of attention in the room because I just demand a lot of attention. It's always been like that for whatever reason. So he and I bump heads in that regard. You know what I mean? So from my perspective, I would have wished that he would have calmed that down and let me be me, right? So that's why I understand Brian, from what I can see of Brian Norman Jr. and Sr., that Brian Norman Jr. is somebody that demands a lot of attention. And that's because he's a champion. He's a terrific fighter. He's one of the best fighters in the world. And he should have a following, and does have a following, because he can fight. His father is always giving interviews, always giving his opinion, and has developed a personality on the internet that is as big as his son's is, at least. Because I hear more about Brian Norman Sr. talking than I do about Brian Norman Jr. talking. So I can see that the same dynamic is kind of playing itself out there, or at least it looks that way. It potentially could. So that's why I'm saying sometimes you got to sit down. The father's got to sit down before it's too late. You know what I mean? The son has got to be respectful and be altruistic and deferential, but not to the point of self-sacrifice, because it's the son's job to grow. If the son is sacrificing for the father, then it is going to hamper. It is going to hamper the son's growth, right? The son's got to be able to go out there and be out on his own and flap his own wings and grow and fail and succeed without that father being connected to it. You know what I mean? Otherwise, if it always stays dependent on the father, then when something happens to the father, which inevitably that will happen, then the son is not going to be in a position to take care of himself. You know what I mean? So I think that, the job as a father probably ends at some point in time. You know what I mean? And it definitely changes over time. The son at 18 doesn't need the same things that a son needs at 8. A son at 28 should not need the same things that a son needs at 18. At 35, there's going to be needs that a son has from a father that is not the same as when they were 25. Right? And over time, you guys got to kind of do that pull and push and all of those things in order to make sure that you still maintain the relationship, right? Because Brian Norman Jr. is probably may very well have daughters and sons of his own. So, yeah, man, you got to navigate that stuff. It's not easy. But for real, you got to set boundaries. The son has to set boundaries. The son's got to say, Dad, look, man, this is my responsibility, not yours. I have to be I'm responsible for this career being successful. And guess what that also means? That means I have to make decisions that I think are in the best interest of this career and us. And so do you. So if you don't think you can handle it, I can understand. But if not, or if you don't want to do it because your son got to say the language that's, is the most respectful and honest to the father, like I can understand, if you don't, but it's tough, Fanon, sons always want to make their own name. Norman Sr. was overshadowed by Junior. That's a problem. I don't know. Some sons don't want to make their own name. Some sons want to sit up underneath their daddy and have their entire life be connected to their daddy. Devin looks perfectly comfortable up underneath Bill. I think there are some sons that are perfectly capable of being subservient to their fathers for their entire lives. They're called Fredos out there. But I mean, you think that this is a curse of social media. Everybody's getting addicted to fam. I mean, look, the problem is you can get very influential and you can fall in love with your own press. You know what I mean? And you like to talk about, you want to be on camera a lot. Some people get addicted to that shit. I'm telling you for real, man. I'm not addicted to people talking to me on internet. I'm not addicted to it. First of all, this is my retirement. This is what I think of as retirement. I'm actually not retired, as my wife told me. But, people want to be famous, man. And on internet, everybody can be famous. Everybody that I want to know about me knows about me. A lot of them before social media, but still, you get my point. I was just about to say Devin. Yeah, Devin looks perfectly comfortable up underneath Bill. He looks perfectly comfortable underneath Bill. And Bill looks like but I got to tell you too, Bill has stepped back. I think Bill has stepped back a little bit. I think Bill has stepped back a little bit. He definitely stepped back talking shit to me. I'm glad he did that. You know what I'm saying? But can I tell you again, Ice Cube's son, he loves being under his dad. Oh, Ice Cube's son said that he loves being under his dad. Yeah, I mean, bro, I liked working for my father. I didn't want to be bigger than my father. I never wanted that. I loved working for my father. The only problem is that he didn't love me working for him. So that caused a problem. I was perfectly happy, but it was getting to the point where I was going to have to get paid a lot of money. And they didn't want to pay me the money that they knew I needed to get. They didn't want to ever pay me the money they knew fucking well right that I was worth and that I was earning. So they figured that they would just get the money without me. And guess what? They couldn't get the money without me. And it was a fucked up situation. You know? You know what I mean? But at the same time, I stayed loyal to my father until my father died. That's the job of a son. Now, you got to stay loyal to your father till your father dies. Just because you don't want to work for your father doesn't mean you're not loyal to your father. Your father's going to have to have taking advice from your father is not the same as being under him, though. I'm saying Devin Haney is under his father. Devin Haney is listening to the career advice that Bill Haney gives him. That is under him. Yes, it is. If your father's out there doing business transactions for you, he's the one agreeing to the fights. He's the one that's laying out the map. He is directing your career. Brian Norman Jr. wants to direct his own career, I assume. And Bill Haney is also training his son. So he's not just giving him his advice. He's literally the head trainer and the head of his promotional company. No, that seems like Devin Haney. Only thing Devin Haney is doing is fighting and doing weed commercials that Bill is setting up for him. No, that's not the same thing. You know? And I'm telling you, I'm not saying that it doesn't work for Devin. If the numbers that these guys said that they were making is true, which I doubt, which I still seriously doubt that they are making that money. Bill protecting Devin from bad matchups. I mean, pretty much. Yeah, man, he out here doing weed commercials, man. He was doing weed commercials a couple years ago. I haven't been watching it. I haven't watched him as much. Hold on, man. Let me see this. Hold on 1 second. I forgot to call my son, man. Give me 1 second. Hello? I'm sorry about that. Anyway, without Bill, Devin would be Richardson Hitchens. Hey, Richardson Hitchens ain't doing too bad. Richardson Hitchens ain't doing too bad. Richardson Hitchens making that money, man. Richardson Hitchens say Richardson Hitchens is a star. All right, man. So look, I need to get you some information, man. I want to take a poll. Who's the number one fighter at heavyweight? I'm taking polls today. Or anybody that wants to get on here and ask any questions, come on. I'm loving this. Oh, I love this conversation. I love having you guys as supporters, bro. Do you know how nice it is to have 226 people in here on YouTube when there ain't really nothing popping right now? And you're talking about a lot of the same stuff every day. Thank y'all so much for your support. Thank y'all for chopping it up with me, man. That's true family right there. You know what I'm saying? That's true family. Cats that come by and stop by and support the channel, knowing full well that if y'all ain't here every day, what in the hell would I be doing, man? So okay, so at heavyweight we got obviously we got Usyk. Usyk. Hey, love the shot. That's what's up. Thank you, man. Usyk. Dang, you said AJ, bro. AJ. Hey, man. Speaking of AJ, bro, dog, you know how sick Eddie Hearn is that he lost AJ. Man, what's Isaiah? What's up, man? Thank you for that. Thank you for coming up, bro. What's up?
What's going on, Fanon? Can you hear me okay?
I'm good, brother. What's up, Skippy Peanut Butter, man?
What's going on, man? What's going on? Yeah,
I'm good, man.
that's good to hear, man. Happy New Year to you and your family, Fanon. It's always good. You know, I be tuning into the lives. I used
Yes,
to jump
sir.
up here all the time, but I can't no more because I be at work and I don't want to be wilding out at the office. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no worries, man. It's all good. I appreciate you being able to come up whenever you can, man.
Yeah, but you know what? For me right now, the best heavyweight, I gotta say that's really taking the fights. It's Usyk, just because he. And at first, I never used to think like that. But when he said, "Yo, I want to give Deontay a shot," I felt like that Usyk to me is a man. Just because a lot of people didn't give Deontay that shot back in the day because he was really knocking shit out, and everybody
Yeah, I
was
agree.
scared. They were scared of Deontay, but they don't want to say it. Like you see that whole Fury, he beat the shit out. Usyk beat the shit out of Fury already. So now he said, you know what? I want to give this dude a chance, and I thought that was just amazing. So to me, Usyk hands down right now, he's doing it because after whoever wins that fight, and I know I'm gonna sound crazy, and a lot of people in the comments are probably gonna be like, "Nah, this dude's tripping." But I do think Deontay got a chance. People say his right hand is done. He don't look the same. I feel like this fight for Deontay is the perfect fight to get him back in that mode to where he's like, damn, this for them belts. This ain't for one WC belt no more. This for them belts. So shout out to Usyk for doing that.
For real. Absolutely, bro. For sure. All right. So, who's your best cruiserweight? I
Oof.
don't even know cruiserweights.
You know, I'm
I
not
think,
gonna lie to you, Jai Opatai.
oh, Jai Obatai. I'm tripping. Yeah. Jai Obatai is best cruiserweight. Yeah, for sure. I'm tripping. Jai
Only
Obatai.
because Zerto is
Yeah.
not that good, and I've seen a couple of his fights, and he's good in a sense where like he could box, but
Uh,
I just don't feel like he's the top guy. If David steps on Zurdo and then decides to fight Jai, oh my god, man, that's gonna be then we got
I'm interested in that.
then we got to be like, yo, David is that dude, and I
He gonna
think
hurt Jai.
that
He gonna
I
fuck
think
around hurt Jai
oh
Obatai.
oh
I'm
my
telling you.
gosh, he's gonna
I'm gonna
break his
wait to see
jaw.
what happens. I'm gonna see how he adjusts. If he adjusts on Zerto, if he can make that weight strong, man, he'll fuck around and fuck up Jai Obatai. Like,
Yeah,
it depends
uh,
on how big Jai Obatai is. Now, I know, but that style with Jai Obatai, it just depends on how that boy can, because he's just so busy.
and
He's
and
so
and
busy.
Jai could fight. I just haven't
Yeah,
seen
he
him
can.
fight anybody crazy because he knocks him out so early. So we don't really get to see his skills. And the times that we get to see him box, he kind of gets frustrated because he ain't getting that knockout. And with David, you're not getting that knockout on David because he's gonna fight with you. So you punch him in the face, he's gonna punch you right back. Like, oh, you hit me? Okay, now it's my turn. So if David goes in there, beats up Zurdo as he should, I feel like
Yeah,
that's
he
a
should.
I feel like that's a match made fight for David just because he knows Zurdo, they've sparred in the past, and I think David is levels above these dudes because he's actually fighting these tough fights. So he's gaining that experience, but not only is he fighting these tough fights, he's winning. So as he's winning, he's like, damn, this dude did this. This dude can do this, but I know what I could do because I did this to this guy. So for David, I feel like David's gonna steal Canelo's dates, and I feel like they're gonna back Canelo into a corner and try to make that fight at 75. I might be crazy, but that's just what I think. Because Canelo he out 168, and he has the experience at 75, and he knocked out Kovalev, who Kovalev was a demon at the time. He went up there, big dude, you know what I mean? So I feel like David is gonna do his thing at cruiser, but he's gonna steal Canelo's dates. because the PBC, now that you know Canelo's with that freaky sheiky dude over there in Saudi, he's done. His dates are done. That injury pushed Canelo back so bad that now David took his Cinco de Mayo date, and I believe David's gonna take his other date, and we're gonna see another banger fight with David. And the only
Man,
way, I might be crazy for now, but this is just a theory, and if it comes true, man, this is gonna be crazy.
what is that? That he's taking Canelo's date?
Nah, both of them. I'm predicting David is gonna take not only Cinco de Mayo but Mexican Independence Day.
Oh man, because they got him flying over to fucking they're gonna try to put his ass over there in Saudi Arabia.
Yep,
Yeah, he
yep.
fucked up the date. And the biggest thing he did to fuck it up was losing to Terrence Crawford
Yeah,
and
he
not
did.
being able to get a rematch because Terrence Crawford blew the belts into oblivion. Which was
Now,
like,
ooh,
that's what
yeah.
you get for fucking around with. That's what you get for dealing business with Terrence Crawford. His ass had all them belts, did not have to fuck around with Terrence Crawford, did the payday, thinking he could probably, even if he lost, he could get a rematch. And then Bud blew the shit up by not paying the WBC. And then no undisputed, the belts are gone. And now what's Canelo going to sell? He's not going to work
Nothing.
his way back. He's not going to work his way back to get into undisputed. And so what are the big fights? And seriously, man, David Benavidez probably at 75, if David came back, probably would be his best opportunity to
I think so.
come back. Yeah, I think that's pretty great. I like that logic on that, man. Real quick, and this is rare I get to do. Kurt Hurd, thank you, brother. Said trying to buy a new car, funds are tight, but I be watching, Mr. Martin. No worries, Kurt Hurd. I understand. People got to do what they got to do, man. Y'all been supporting me for years, so thank you very much, man. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, what were you saying, Isaiah?
You know what? It's crazy because I said this last year, and people said I was crazy, but I'm gonna still stick with it just because I felt like when the Canelo fight was announced with Bud, I said, you see, the thing with Bud is he's good. He's a good fighter. I just don't like him outside the ring, but he's a phenomenal fighter because he still has that longevity. He never really took a beating. So in a sense, Canelo's been getting beat up since taking all these punches, but really beating up people, knocking him out because he's a strong dude since he was like 15 years old. Bud, on the other hand, Top Rank, they like to strategically maneuver fighters. So Bud's been maneuvered into these fights where, to me, Bud is good. And the only fights that he had that put him on the pedestal for me was the Errol fight and the Canelo fight. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't even watch that Errol fight just because I'm hurt. I'm still hurt. You know what I mean? Like Earl's
Yeah, I
my
get
guy.
you.
Like I'm hurt, man. Like Earl didn't look good. So if Earl comes back and he does good and he goes for some belts and he looks phenomenal, then Bud's resume is living up to. But realistically, that fight was kind of messed up, and I told myself, and this was last year. I said, you know what? I forgot who I was talking to, but they told me I was crazy because I said Bud might even retire, drop those belts, and Canelo he's not gonna do nothing. So Bibble got them belts at 75. The way that played out with Bivol, I said, you know what? Canelo might try to pursue that Bivol fight just because Bivol already got a couple belts. So and you already know they're gonna give him that fight. That's a big money fight. So that was just my logic at that time, and now I'm starting to see the plays. Bud retiring kind of scattered all the belts. So I don't think Canelo's gonna go belt for belt at 68 just because he just turned down an IBF fight for with Iglesias, and that dude's like 6 feet. So I don't know, but we'll see how it plays out, Fanon. It's gonna be a good year. We got a bunch of good fights this year. I'm stoked. I just want to see Gary back in that ring though at
Oh
140.
my God, please get
He's
Gary
he,
Russell.
he's
David
my favorite
Benavidez.
fighter.
Yeah, man, that's a terrific fighter, man. I really like what you said about David Benavidez and Canelo. I certainly hope it plays out like that because this is going to be David's third. If he beats Zerto, which he should, that's his championship in his third division,
So
man. And
fast
then
though. So
yeah,
fast. He just moving up.
yeah, he got it because he won his title so young, man. Which is weird because like you would swear David Benavidez, like you compare David Benavidez to me is the truth versus me taking a shot. I'm gonna take another shot at Devin versus that manufactured shit. I
Yeah,
believe
because
David is wearing these people the fuck out.
big
You know what I'm
time,
saying?
and he's doing a good job though because nobody wants to fight him.
He's a better fighter. I'm just saying that's a good fighter right there. He's not, I mean, he gets hit. He's not getting hit a ridiculous amount, but he's wearing these dudes out in those rings, man. He's making it, even if it goes 12, it's an exciting ass fight, even during the times that he goes the distance. But
Because he's
man, he'll be
standing in the
mauling
pocket.
these cats.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree 100%, and I really hope it plays out the way it plays out because I really sat back and I really thought to myself, what's Canelo gonna do at 68? He already turned down somebody with the IBF. Is he gonna wait until somebody captures a couple belts and then think if his logic is I could beat this dude, I'm gonna take them belts? He did say a long time ago he wants that Bivol rematch, and Bivol has been open to giving him a rematch. So I think that what's gonna happen is I think David is gonna shoot up, fight this fight at cruiser, capture them belts, jump back down to 75, maybe get that Bivol fight. And if he beats Bivol, what's Canelo gonna do? He's backed. He either gotta fight some people at 68, which he's not gonna do, or he's gonna go to 75 and just cash out and let David beat the shit out of him. After what I saw with Bud, I'm not gonna say Bud could have knocked out Canelo, but there were some punches that had pop, and Bud he looked magically strong, like, and he's a 35-pound fighter moving up to 68. He looked bigger than Canelo, and in these interviews he kept saying, "Oh, I'm just a small dude. You know, I only pick Canelo because he's not a real 68 pounder." So what does that say? That Bud already knew in his mind that he was gonna shoot up, bulk all this weight because he's probably a real 175-pound fighter. But you know how it is, Fanon. These dudes like to shrink down just to get them advantages. That's a real thing, aka Devin Haney, who was 25 pounds against Regis, and WBC exposed them. But people get so upset and they get in their feelings when we address these things, which is just the truth. And then all of a sudden we're not fans of these people when in reality we like them inside the ring. We just don't like the tactics outside the ring. Who the fuck flips a coin just to walk out? Like, come on, man. That shit is shady.
Yeah, man. That dude's trying to get everything he can get.
That shit is shady to me, but that's all I gotta say for now. I appreciate you for letting me jump on and talk some
Man,
shit with you.
thank you, man. I appreciate the conversation. Good to speak with you again,
Yes,
Isaiah.
sir, man. Hey, I'm gonna be listening for now. I'll be tuning in every day. I just, like I said, I don't want to be wilding at the job site and everybody's gonna be like, "Yo, what's wrong with this dude?"
No, I
But I
understand.
appreciate you, Fanon.
All right, for sure, man. Get back. Peace. Oh man, it was good. It's nice to talk to Isaiah, man. That's why we need more of these good fights getting made, man. Nice American fights, man. We need American boxing. We don't need global boxing. We need American boxing. That's the end of the day. Stop like this, all of this other and then get this shit away from fucking Bill Haney. That's it for me. That's all I'm saying about it. But anyway, to the guy said something about you. I had a troll that jumped on, and he said something to the effect of, "Oh, Barbara D said Arrow lost to a real asshole, in my opinion." I mean, yeah, dude is a jackass. I would say that. Absolutely. I think we had a lot of jackasses behaving like jackasses for the last several years. And I think it was a consortium or a cabal of assholes that were leading to a lot of money getting flying around and a lot of dumb shit happening. And now I am going to say again what I was going to say because I'll talk to y'all. There ain't a lot of viewers in here today. I noticed your ass is driving back in that box truck. I see you back in that box truck. Thank you for having your ass back in that box truck. Let me say that. Thank you for getting back in that fucking box truck and not acting. And I hope that signals that you no longer think that you're of some real note to me. Thank you for getting back in that box truck. I know that's how you guys like to use the little symbols and you like to, express your feelings through, subliminal messages and things like that. But I appreciate you getting back in that box truck. I remember when and I don't think that means you don't have money, and I'm not being disrespectful. I'm not. I don't mean that as an insult because I think you guys are actors. So if I saw you in a Porsche, I think you in a Porsche means something. If I see you in a box truck, I think you being in a box truck means something. No disrespect, but I appreciate that. Rollo's ass is back in that box truck driving a route that he needs to be on. I hope that means y'all are acting. I hope that means y'all are acting like you guys know what the plan is, and you're going to take the money from where it's supposed to be at and take it to where it's supposed to go with no interruption in that box truck. I hope that means that we are straight business from here forward. If we are straight business here forward, that is a good sign. Man, LeVar making it big today. Thank you. I remember when the PBC used to line up all the fighters on the stage and announce his schedule for the first half. What happened? Has the PBC announced any big fights for the first half of the year? Yes, they have. Yes, they have. They've announced, well, it was the Golden Boy announced it. But I think, you know what happened to that? When they lost Showtime. Because they can't do it because they lost Showtime and they lost Fox. They're not on Showtime and they're not on Fox anymore. So they can't do that lineup. That's what I think happened. Deborah Booker said, good morning. I hope you and your family are doing well. Thank you, Deborah Booker. And thank you for that support. Yeah, we're doing well. You know, we had a death in the family and we've got some struggles in our family. You know what I'm saying? Somebody say you got to say good boy. No, I'm not going to be disrespectful. I just want to let you know I see this. I can see. All right. I don't have to put fatigues on. I don't have to put goggles on. I don't have to do any of that stuff. I don't have to communicate to you guys in that fashion. I appreciate y'all sitting down. I really do. Because that shit was getting ugly. And you guys are actors. You know what I'm saying? And you guys are actors / rappers. And you guys are fucking around with people that aren't actors. Like I know when you're an actor, you think everybody's an actor. But sometimes you run into somebody that's not an actor and isn't playing games. Turkey Al-Sheikh found that out. Turkey Al-Sheikh found that out. Daniel Kinahan found that out. Bro, this ain't TV, dog. You know what I mean? That ain't TV out here. You know what I mean? It ain't TV. This ain't for fake. Not everybody's for fake. Not everybody's standing. Not everybody that says that they are somebody is lying. Even though in the internet, man, you guys do a lot of that. So let's go on to light heavyweight. Who is the number one light heavyweight in boxing? Who is the number one light heavyweight? That's obviously going to be Dmitry Bivol or Beterbiev. If Beterbiev is not healthy, if Beterbiev is healthy, I'm taking Beterbiev over Bivol because they don't want to give Beterbiev that rematch. That was one of the first signs that these guys don't have the money that they say they have. Because they said that Dmitry Bivol versus Beterbiev was the biggest fight of the century. They did. I still got Beterbiev, man. I got Beterbiev. I don't care. I know Beterbiev wasn't right for that last fight. So for me, I still got Beterbiev. I still got Beterbiev because I like Beterbiev. So I'm going to say Beterbiev. So I want to make sure I got the top fighters. So it's Usyk. So Usyk. Opatai. It's probably Bivol. I'll go with Bivol right now. I'll go Bivol because he's old. I think that's fair. I'll go Bivol. 168. Who's 168? Billy? 168, I'm going to go with Billy. Who you got at 168? I got 168 Billy. In honor of Kamal Oz. Billy. I know you listening, Kamal. What up, Kamal? I'll go with Billy out of respect for Kamal Oz at number 4. Because Terrence Crawford retired. Billy, so number 6, 160. Who was that? Janibek. Janibek popped. Did they kick Janibek out for popping? The D. Cardenas says, But Turviev is 41. Bivol is the better boxer at 175 easily. I don't know, man. I'm still taking him, man. You taking? I thought Janibek popped. I'm gonna go with Adamas because Janibek popped. Janibek popped. So I'm gonna go. You got Iglesias at 168. I haven't seen him. Oh, isn't it? Hey, yeah, he popped. Iglesias is the guy that that Canelo decided he was not going to fight because that's the mandatory for the IBF, and Canelo was like, no, thank you, bro. That's so unfortunate what's going on with Canelo, man. It's really unfortunate what's going on with Canelo, dog. Canelo milking his career for the last 10 years. How long has Canelo been milking his career, bro? Like, seriously. Canelo's been milking shit for a long time lately, man. He been milking shit for a long time, bro. Iglesias is a problem at 168. No one wants to fight him. Let me see why. All right. Woo! Southpaw got a nigga twitching. Damn. Oh, Iglesias got him. Okay. Okay. I love it. Nice uppercut. Woo! All right, I'm liking this, dog. That's a big boy. What up, man? Dame said, what do you think about Raul QTs versus Alexis Rocha? I haven't really thought anything about it. I think Alexa Rocha is a good fighter though. Hey, what's going on? Thomas Hill in the building. What's going on, man? You zoned out. What was he watching? Oh man, I was watching Iglesias. I was watching Oleas, what was it? Oleas Iglesias. Big ass dude, man. That lead left hook, he's a southpaw too. Huge southpaw with a nice ass lead left hook. $200 amateur fights. Beat Manmaroff in the amateurs. Beat David Morrell. Boom. Ooh, all right. Much watched TV right there, bro. I got you. Where David Morrell? David Morrell had a fight not too long ago, man. David Morrell had a fight not too long ago. He just had a split decision win. Again, I can't remember the name of the guy, but he just recently had a split decision win where he went the distance, man. Thomas, do you know the Cuban dude, Hernandez? I think he's 160 or 168. Man, thank God for Cuban boxing, man. Cuban boxing has a lot of talent. So much talent. The man, I've been watching paying attention to Cuban boxing since my guy, Guillermo Rigondeaux. I hated how they did Guillermo Rigondeaux. But the new generation of Cuban fighters are getting knockouts. You know, so maybe they're doing a little bit different in their amateur training because they're now allowed to leave Cuba a lot more easily, or at least it seems like they're easier. They're a lot more. It's easier for them to come over. I know it's easier to go to Cuba than it used to be because I got relatives that go to Cuba. They go to Cuba on a pretty regular basis. Cubans fight with rhythm and style. Yeah, man. And those are some pretty heavy-handed dudes. And this was a southpaw. And they also, a lot of them are, they convert a lot of people to southpaw. They convert a lot of people to southpaw so they can keep that right hand out in front. And that looks like what Iglesias likes to do. He looks like he's somebody who wants to keep that right hand out in front so he can clock you, clean you out a little bit more easily. You know what I mean? That's what it seems like anyway. Let me do this. Close that. See if this got up. Man, come on, man. This shit is so. Mm-mm. Let me go through, make sure I did something. Let me see. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rigo was so much smaller than Loma that fight. Yeah, it did, man. It really pissed me off with that. And honestly, though, man, you know what though? I can't really be too mad because we just got Rigo a payday. Rigo got a big payday. That was the biggest payday of Rigondeaux's career, was getting in there against Lomachenko. So I didn't even mind it because they had froze him out so bad he wasn't getting any opportunities to make any money at all. So when he fought Lomachenko, I wasn't really mad about that, And I knew about the size disadvantage that Rigo was in, but Rigondeaux had gotten blocked out. They weren't televising him because of Jim Lampley and Harold Letterman. If you guys don't remember, HBO froze him out. Like Max Kellerman, what's the guy's name? Larry Merchant. And by the way, once he got another fight on HBO, those pricks got his fight turned into a knockout, turned into a no contest. Like seriously, dude, I couldn't stand HBO, man. They did Guillermo Rigondeaux so fucking dirty, man. But that's the first thing that hit me to what these guys were doing. They were probably running a scam back then. Probably Jim Lampley. Those guys are the boxing media still getting kickbacks and all kind of shit for who they decided they were going to treat as if they were a draw and who isn't a draw. These guys were so sick of these black fighters getting these huge fights, making all this money, and then these guys acting super arrogant with them all the time. I'm telling you, man, that stuff forever and a day. I will remember that stuff. I really thought Rigo was going to win that Lomo fight. Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, I didn't think he was going to win the fight because I knew the size difference. Or, I mean, you know what it is, man. Honestly, with me, and I just feel like sometimes I'm bad luck for fighters. Whenever it is that I really like a fighter and I really get behind a fighter, it just seems like all the time the boxing media try to make that fighter look terrible. Like all the time, bro. From Michael Jack, I mean, from Muhammad Ali to Mike Tyson to Floyd Mayweather, even though Floyd Mayweather is the biggest jackass in the world. Errol Spence, Gervonta Davis, Deontay Wilder. I mean, it just is. I mean, seriously, my entire time that I've been a boxing fan, the boxing media has seemed to have concerted efforts against the fighters that I like the most. Like, the only exception is probably Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard was probably the only one of those fighters that I liked, that I thought got real, fair treatment, or were treated as if they were like this really big star. Other than that, man, these guys all got bad treatment from the Boxing Writers Association of America. You know what I mean? They always got terrible, terrible treatment from in that regard. That's what my experience was. Teofimo Stevenson and Aaron Brooks. What about that? Do you have a favorite for this upcoming weekend? Hold on one second. You're talking about Alexis Rocha? I mean, I'll take Alexis Rocha, I guess. It's a Golden Boy card. I mean, I ain't really Alexis Rocha, I guess. I'll say Alexis Rocha, I guess. Yeah, I'll ride with Alexis Rocha. Man, thank you, LeVar said. Hey, Martin, did you see Max Kellerman agreed with you about T.O. being undisputed champion on the Ring Magazine show yesterday? Oh, no. No, I don't want Max Kellerman agreeing with me, dog. Yeah, because he doesn't want to be a hypocrite. Let me tell you something, LeVar. Teofimo Lopez was undisputed, and it was Bill Haney and his media campaign that fucked up Teofimo Lopez with Teofimo. Yes, absolutely, Teofimo Lopez was undisputed. One of the most ridiculous media campaigns that I've seen was them not trying to give undisputed to Teofimo Lopez. That tells you how arbitrary the boxing writers are. Because that's just, I mean, it was only so they could claim that Devin Haney was a champion. Devin Haney was the biggest. Devin Haney is supposed to, that's why boxing is behind. Because they were so sure they can make a star out of Devin Haney. And they wasted so much resource trying to make a star out of that guy. So that the guys that they wanted to do business with could partner with them to steal all this damn money. Man, I'm serious about y'all, man. Man, I'm serious about y'all, man. Come on, bro. Y'all just fucked up the sport with this dumb shit, man. You know? Tio will win, but Tio could win if that makes sense. Yeah, I know what you're saying. You're saying that you believe that Shakur will win, but know that it is very possible that Tio will win. I'm looking forward to that fight, man. No joke, I really am. Damn. Woo. Man. Fanon, Sugar Ray Leonard was the first Golden Boy. Yeah. The only one that I liked was that got treated really, really well was Sugar Ray Leonard. But then again, I'm telling you, like I was wrong about Floyd. Dog, I was dead wrong about Floyd Mayweather Jr. though, man. I swear I wish I could take my support back for Floyd Mayweather Jr. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the biggest disappointment of any star that I was a fan of. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the absolute biggest personal disappointment to me. He took everything that I thought boxing was about and turned it into the exact opposite. What a selfish, self-centered person, man. What a selfish, self-centered person, bro. It's the only thing I can say about dude. That's the only thing that I can say about dude. His Ali slander is despicable. Can't stand Floyd for that bullshit. I mean, seriously, very, very, very seriously, man. Very seriously. Floyd is such a disappointment to me. Such a disappointment, man. When there were all these white people that were saying Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao. And we were like, no, I was like, Floyd, Floyd, Floyd. And all these white people, Manny, 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 one Manny's going to kick his ass. Manny's going to kick his ass. And then to wind up seeing that Manny Pacquiao was the better person of the two, that Manny Pacquiao was the one that was full of less shit of the two. I mean, God dog, man. You know what I mean? God dog, man. I would have never thought, man. Manny Pacquiao is the one that was going to end his career pretty much with the PBC, while Floyd Mayweather Jr. was going to continue, was basically served to hold the PBC up. Because I don't believe that all this shit, that Terrence Crawford and all this shit is getting done without that dude. Like, between me and you, all this scandalous shit that I talk about, dog, the one person that I think is really key to all of this shit is Floyd Mayweather Jr. Mr. Spend other people's money. Mr. I make $5 billion and I never lost. Even though you know full well, bro, that you would have lost if you would have kept fighting. You know full well you would have. You would have kept fighting, you would have lost. That's not a signal of your greatness. Who said that shit about something that said it's about your peak? It's about your, oh, I know who said that. Dennis Rodman said that. Fanon, I fall for it. He was a way better person than Floyd. Yeah. I mean, Manny Pacquiao won the battle. Manny Pacquiao's the better person. Like, he's the better person of the two. For him to sell out black people the way that Floyd Mayweather sells out black people and disrespects one of the greatest symbols of black America that there is to lift himself up. Like Drake said, bro, how you big stepping with 5'7" shoes? If they fought in their prime, I think Manny would have won. No, I don't think Manny Pacquiao is a better fighter than Floyd. I think Floyd is a better fighter than Manny Pacquiao, and I could see that throughout their whole career. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is a terrific fighter, just like Terrence Crawford's a terrific fighter. But the more Terrence Crawford would have fought, Terrence Crawford would have lost. If he would have tried to get to 50-0, he would have lost. If Floyd would have fought to 60 fights, he would have lost. You know? And then you look at guys that were like 50-1, but fought better competition, you know, and you say you had a better career because you stopped fighting early. No, man, I don't believe in that shit. I don't think Floyd Mayweather Jr. is a better fighter because he stopped fighting early. That he just claims that he's smarter. You know, you just stop fighting. You know what I mean? Stop. You want to hear that shit? Longevity in boxing is the reason people lose. You know, and you had longevity, you just decided not to push it. But then you went outside and started fighting people in fights that aren't real. So, bro, you basically have been fighting, but you just stopped fighting real people. You know what I mean? That's all you did. And of course you're not going to lose when you're not fighting real people. How many more fights did Floyd have in a situation where he didn't have to fight any competition? Come on, man. That shit's on your resume too. You bitching out and having a bunch of exhibitions instead of real fights. You know you need the money. You know you're training, you're in the gym, and you're actually training for fights. You're just not going to fight anybody that's got a rat's chance and, you know what I mean, or, you know, whatever, a snowball's chance in hell of beating you. That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't buy it. I mean, Manny Pacquiao at least made his money honestly. Manny Pacquiao out here, almost a lot of people said he did beat Mario Barrios. You know what I mean? He had to actually fight Mario Barrios. Floyd's going to go out and fight Mike Tyson, and he wants it to be a real fight. But you want a real fight with a 60-year-old Mike Tyson because you think that's going to actually get you some money now. So now, man, I'm been on a little bit on Floyd's back. But, man, come on, man. I supported Floyd big time, bro. What a disappointment, dog. Like, seriously, man, what a disappointment. You know? He making me feel like he R. Kelly without all the crazy accusations and shit. Even though there were those same accusations about Floyd. Except for not in a sexual capacity. Floyd, Fanon, I always thought Manny Pacquiao was the better person than Floyd. It was Manny's fans that were the problem. Yeah, Manny's fans were terrible because there were a lot of people that were stone cold racist, man. You know what I mean? But still, the guys that were, look at this shit. Floyd, oh, okay, yeah, for sure. I'll give you a link. There you go. There's a link. King of Hayden in the building. What's up, King of Hayden?
Hey, yo, what's good with it? What's good with it?
Man, I'm chilling, bro. Trying to make it happen.
Yeah.
Negro sitting on the fence trying to make $1 out of 15 cents.
Man.
That used to say Peckerwood. The word is Peckerwood. You ever heard that?
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that. Man,
Man, I hear what you're saying about Floyd, man, but and I don't agree with him doing that whole Israel thing. I don't agree with that. But now, like
Yeah,
I think a lot of people forget, like, because he be in the spotlight talking about money for so long. Like people don't remember. He started the Floyd Mayweather Foundation. I don't know how many people know about that. He started it, like, I think after his fight with Marquez. They was out there giving school supplies. They still up and running. They go ahead and give school supplies to underfunded schools in black areas. But don't nobody ever mention that. Or, like, stuff he does for other people, like paying their funerals and everything. I think the issue is, like, for me personally, we gotta separate it. Like, I hate that he out there supporting Israel and selling out. But I ain't gonna go ahead and say, like, that mean that he doing the wrong thing whenever he helping the homeless and kids and stuff. I don't like how he was talking about Ali, but at the same time, I like, from what I've heard of Floyd say about Ali, like, the one interview I remember was when he talked about the rope a dope and how he was like, yeah, man, like, standing there and taking punishment, I couldn't do that because, like, that's how people be getting hurt. So they end up with the CTE and all that. So I get that aspect of it, but I don't know. I don't know what else he said about Ali because I just ain't never watched too many interviews of him.
bro, he says a bunch of shit with his smart ass about Muhammad Ali. First of all, he says some shit about Ali was broke. He had to sell his name and likeness for $50 million. He ain't like him. He stole TDE, which is the best ever. Basically, the same thing is the greatest of all time. It's the same thing. When he talked about who the greatest fighter ever is, he puts fucking Roberto Duran over Muhammad Ali. That shit is fucking ridiculous.
Now,
So
Roberto Duran ain't over Muhammad Ali.
he put and look, and anytime you ask who he's gonna fight, well, Ali versus Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Lennox Lewis got knocked out cold. Lennox Lewis got knocked out cold by dudes that ain't half as good as Ali. But
And I think
anyway,
Lennox would have been too slow for Ali.
dude,
Like,
Lennox Lewis would have got his
Lennox could
ass.
crack, but he's slow.
Dude, Lennox is gonna get his ass knocked the fuck out. Because Lennox Lewis has all Lennox Lewis really had. He had a jab, he had a straight right hand, and he was very strong. He could throw those punches over the top of you, smother you, grab you. The dude is going to eat jabs for 15 fucking rounds against a prime Muhammad Ali. And he's going to get hit with straight right hand. The ones that knocked his ass out, the same ones that got his ass knocked out twice. So, nah, I don't see that shit. Lennox Lewis didn't have a jaw. But anyway, if it was just one isolated thing, okay, but it's not. It's a litany of things. A litany of things. And like I said, man, there's a lot of people that do, a lot of really fucked up people do good things. Because some of the reasons that they do that shit is so that they look like they're doing good things. Like, I can give some money away, which, by the way, is tax deductible. I can get a tax deduction by giving away food and school supplies and doing that and making an appearance like you're giving back to the community. Guess who does that all the time? Israel does that shit all the time. They give money, they give a bunch of money away to certain causes that make them look like they're terrific people, but by the meantime, behind the scenes, they're doing all kind of shit with stealing people's money. So that's just because you see these billionaire philanthropists giving away, they have whole schools in neighborhoods, black school, give tons of money to things like the NAACP, give tons of money to those things. But that doesn't mean on the other side of it that they ain't robbing people blind.
Like Dr.
You know what I mean?
Umar.
Like, I don't know, to tell you the truth, I don't know as much about Dr. Umar. Like, I really don't know as much about Dr. Umar. But I'll tell you about these Atlanta niggas for sure. Them Atlanta, this is the T Orlando. Them niggas will give away money. They have all kind of programs and all kind of stuff that politicians and rich people in Atlanta give away. They do all kind of stuff. They have all kind of different charity programs they run, right? However, the people that are the contractors, the business owners that were doing it, they had contracts to build a building on a campus in New Orleans, right? So the people that are giving the money away, they're in the paper, they're giving a lot of money away to church, they're giving all this money away. They have a construction project where they earn their money. In the construction program, because I went there and visited when they were doing the construction, I was told that they would deliver pallets of wood and pallets of stone or whatever equipment that they had. They would check them in, and then they would drive them out at night. They would switch the tags, and then they would bring them in and re-register the same wood. So you were basically buying the same thing 3 or 4 times, and they totally emptied out a $50 million endowment that was at this college. So these people, of course, you're going to give out fucking turkeys and shit while you're stealing $50 million straight out of a Negro school's endowment with the permission of the people that sit on the board of directors of that university. So when I see a nigga handing out turkeys and handing out clothes, I'm looking to see how you're earning your money. Where's the money coming from? Because you're making a spectacle of it. Yes, I see people doing that. They do that shit all the time. Pimps give out money on Thanksgiving, give out extra shit, all of that. But no, man, I know these dudes crooks, bro. These dudes are crooks. I start with the conception that they're crooks and then go that way. I don't buy Floyd. I don't buy it.
Speaking of pimps giving out turkeys on Thanksgiving, I don't think Bill and Devin did that last year. So I don't know what they were doing. I don't think they did that. they couldn't afford the turkeys without that net profit they make. Nah, the other thing about Floyd though, I know there's a lot of debate about his level of opposition. And my thing that I've noticed is everybody remembers when he was Pretty Boy, and up until he moved up to 140, like 130, 135, 140, when he was knocking people out every other fight, like it was brutal. And he was calling out these guys, and nobody wanted to fight him because he wasn't the money man yet, which is that one thing that we've always talked about. Like when you the person making money, everybody want to fight you. Forget being a mandatory. Forget getting a title shot. Forget having a chance to win or do whatever accolade that they got out there that is nice and new and shiny. They're gonna go after that money. And I found it mighty coincidental that after he came back, from his little hiatus, fought Marquez, and he's like, I'm not Pretty Boy anymore. I'm Money May. Then all of a sudden, all the people that he was talking about he wanted to fight in the past was like, hey man, all them years ago Floyd ducked me. He ain't want to fight. He just wanted to take the easy route to make money. I'm just like, so now years later, he's making money and his hands is all messed up. All of a sudden, all these people want to fight him.
Hold on one second. I'm sorry. Dude, I don't really like people that write stupid shit like this, so I'm probably going to get rid of you. I never shitted on Roberto Duran. All I said that Roberto Duran is not as great a fighter as Muhammad Ali is. And that is very, very clear and evident from their career. Me saying somebody is not as good as Muhammad Ali is not me shitting on him. I know that's very tough for you guys, you dick rider type people, to get your mouth off of, because think about it. I'm saying Muhammad Ali is one of the greatest 2-3 fighters ever. Roberto Duran is not. Roberto Duran is not there with, if you know boxing, Roberto Duran is not there with Henry Armstrong. He's not there with Sugar Ray Robinson. He's not there with Muhammad Ali. He's not there with Joe Louis. He's not. Okay? So for Floyd to say Roberto Duran is greater than Ali, that is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Okay? That's why I'm saying it's just him being ignorant and being an asshole. Because you don't say, who's the richest man? And give me the first 3 richest men in the world. And you don't say the name Elon that we know of. You don't say the name Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, or
Warren Buffett, Bill
or
Gates.
Bill Gates, bro, you're just, what the fuck are you talking about? Everybody knows that those are the people that are on paper are the richest people in the world that they tell us about. Okay, if you say, "Oh, I think Kendrick Lamar is richer than Bill Gates," bro, I think you're just, what the fuck are you talking about? That's the comparison between Muhammad Ali and Roberto Duran. There's millions and millions of people who have never heard of Roberto Duran that know perfectly well who Muhammad Ali is. Muhammad Ali dominated the entire sport from 1960 to 1980. How in the world can the man that dominated the entire sports world from 1960 to 1980 not be as good as a guy from Panama who nobody knew about really until he fought Sugar Ray Leonard and is known for having lost to Sugar Ray Leonard, having lost to Tommy Hearns, and having lost to Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Those are three guys that he lost to. Roberto Duran has more losses, I do believe, than Ali does. But you don't credit Muhammad Ali, even though Muhammad Ali lost with Parkinson's. He wants to talk about the losses. He wants to talk about the people he lost to, like Leon Spinks, when he had Parkinson's and he was at 60 fights. He wants to talk about Trevor Berbick. Okay? You can't count those two particular losses. And you don't want to talk about anything about the wins, like I knocked out Joe Frazier. I knocked out George Foreman. What up, big man?
Yeah, George going sleep. But not Ali. The only loss that Ali did not avenge was his very last fight. Like, apart from that, every other person that beat him, he came back and smacked him.
No, two.
So,
He didn't beat Berbick. Two.
He didn't. No, what was his very last fight?
Trevor Berbick.
Yeah, he didn't beat that one. I thought he avenged every other one besides that.
No, Larry Holmes and Trevor Berbick. Larry Holmes and Trevor Berbick are the two that he didn't avenge. He avenged the Norton, and he avenged the Norton. He avenged he avenged Spinks. He avenged Norton, and he avenged Frazier. So three of the five.
Okay.
The other two, he had Parkinson's, so you don't count that shit. Just like you don't count George Foreman's win over Michael Moore because he was only really a cruiserweight.
Oh yeah, he did fight Holmes and Berbick back to back. So yeah,
he did.
Yeah, man. Like you can't say Roberto. Like the main reason people know Roberto Duran is because going 89-0. That's it. That's the only thing that people bring up when it comes to Roberto Duran. They don't really talk too much about any of the victories or any of his fights. Like shoot, like man, Tommy Hearns damn near decapitated that man. Like that knockout was cold. That knockout was cold, man. Like that was shoot. That's what Anthony Joshua, knocking out Jake Paul reminded me of. Because Roberto Duran was looking.
He actually hit him with some. He actually hit that dude cleaner. He clipped that dude with that right hand. That boy said his head. Duran's just said, "Jack."
He got time to pause and line it up perfectly because Duran was so defenseless.
Like 3 times. I mean, he threw that right hand like 3 times in a row. And it was first time, second time, third time, bop.
Yup. So what's up, Rick?
You on mute, Rick?
What's up, fellas? Hey, man. Yeah, every time you bring up Foreman, man, you're always gonna overlook him ducking that rematch. But life goes on.
Hey, dog, you gotta roll with that shit. Hey, man, you can't jump up in there twice with that big ass Negro, bro.
Man, you the greatest.
Hurt bad. How many people crazy enough to rematch George Foreman, bro?
Especially
nobody.
That young George. Hey.
Only Joe Frazier. You saw what happened to Joe Frazier's ass. He got lifted.
Hey, Frazier was about that life. Hey man,
Ooh.
yeah, Frazier was about that life. Hey man, I'm ready for January 31st. I'm ready for February 22nd. We Shakur and T.O. and man, I'm really anticipating this rematch with Clarissa and Franchon.
Mm.
February 22nd gonna be nice, man. You know, because they both debuted, together as pros, but Clarissa was a whole lot younger, and Franchon then got better, since they both been pro, but I still got the quote. And hopefully we get Shadeja Green next after Clarissa beat Franchon in this rematch. So it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be
You
really
know what
nice.
worries me about that fight, Rick? Because like it looked like Clarissa done put on weight. I see somebody asking, did Clarissa get a BBL? So she better hope she's not dragging ass in that fight. Because
Oh
if she's slow on the feet, if she's slow on the feet and get clipped. Because
no,
I think that girl that she fighting is the one that dropped her, ain't it?
no. Hannah Gabriel is the one that dropped her in
This
the
is that one
first.
chick that had the sides of her hair shaved, ain't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. But
Hmm.
yeah, so I don't know.
They come out Franchon DeJourn Cruz is who she's fighting next. Franchon DeJourn
Hmm.
Cruz. She just beat Franchon is the one that beat
Shadeja.
yeah, she beat
Yeah, she
Shadeja.
beat
And
Shadeja,
Shadeja beat
who lost to Marshall.
old girl. Savannah. No, Shadeja beat Savannah Marshall. Didn't
Right.
she?
Split
Yeah.
decision. Yep.
Shadeja did, but I'm saying Franchon beat Shadeja, but then she lost to Marshall afterwards.
Hmm. And Clarissa
Oh,
beat Franchon, and Clarissa beat Savannah.
why
Yeah,
did I
true
think
that.
Franchon was still a champion?
She was undisputed at 168. Now she fighting
Nah,
Clarissa.
she's still a WBC champion, bro. She's
Yeah.
moving up to heavyweight to fight Clarissa Shields, but she won.
Hmm.
She lost to Savannah Marshall before she beat Sadeja Green.
Oh, my bad, my bad. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
you're right,
then
you're right.
she beat somebody named, and then that's who she won the vacant WBC off of.
Yeah, you're right, my bad.
Yeah, and that must have been a belt that Clarissa had dropped. I think
Yeah,
probably.
when she went up to heavyweight.
And them belts be moving around over there.
Yeah, it just sucks that the women pool is just so lax. It's not
Yeah, it
enough
is.
competition, especially
Yeah, but
north 154. I mean, north of 154, the women pool is ass. So no, man, it just sucks that
Right.
she don't have a lot of competition to really show her greatness, because the Clarissa can really fight, man. The girl can really fight.
Yeah, that's the one thing that does kind of suck for women's boxing. 'Cause like you were saying, above 154, man, like it's scarce. It is scarce, and that's why we seeing that they kind of having to bring like the old school back. Like y'all catch Holly Holm a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
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 man.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that. Like unless it's somebody that's already been out there and they're making a comeback, like man, and even then, they're not above 154. Like that's a very small pool. You don't need to pull them people like now. You remember that one gigantic chick in MMA from Brazil, Gabby Garcia.
Yeah, the
She
one
like
is that. The huge one.
she the one that's like 6'2", 210, solid muscle.
Yeah,
Damn.
Like unless you pulling people like that. Nah, like the competition ain't there. And you see a lot of them is going into basketball and other sports and stuff. They're not really rocking with throwing hands. And if they are, it's going to be MMA. And you see how scarce things there. Like shoot, they had the whole documentary on Chris Cyborg for all the weight cuts she had to do because there ain't no competition. She out there doing like worse than what we seen Chris Eubank go through. Like we seen how sick Chris Eubank got that first fight that he was doing with Conor Ben, and they had to go up in the sauna and stuff. Like Chris Cyborg was doing that same thing. So like she was dropping like 30 pounds, 40 pounds to get down the weight. Like that's the thing that's crazy about the women's division is that they be cutting like shoot if we thought Devin Haney was bad about cutting weight, like man we see the stuff they doing, that shit is not healthy. It's not.
Yeah,
In women's boxing, you're saying they're doing weight cuts?
MMA is a lot worse than boxing.
oh shit.
I can imagine.
Hey man,
Well, yeah. I'll say this for Clarissa. The only fights that really will be intriguing for anyone, because the talent pool is so limited, would be rematches and the one fight with Shadeja. So those are the only fights that will interest folks. And unfortunately, because like you said, women who are naturally going to be around that size, they're playing basketball, they're playing volleyball, they're bigger women. So they're not going to be in the ring. And most of the competition, as Rick stated, was south of 54. So, unfortunately, she ain't going to be able to sell very many fights other than the rematches and the one fight with Shadeja, unless somebody else comes to the scene. But, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to the fight because I want to see if Franchon cleans up a lot of the stuff that, she has been doing of late to muddy up the ring, because I think Shadeja can do that against most fighters, but not against Clarissa. I think Clarissa is technically sound and she knows how to get around that. But it's going to be interesting to see the rematch because they talk.
Well,
but what's going on?
Basketball is why I give Clarissa the upper hand against Shadeja. Shadeja, to me, is still new to this boxing stuff. She just finished hooping, and she jumped in and got her some nice wins and got her nice little knockout percentage. But when against Franchon and Savannah, when that competition goes up, we see how she struggles. So then she pushing 40. Her and Franchon both pushing 40. A lot of people want to see the Hannah Gabriel's rematch when Clarissa already beat her 8-2, maybe 7-3 at worst. After Hannah Gabriel's dropped in the first round, Hannah turned 43 today. Ain't no point of even trying to push that rematch to me. So. Yeah, like Thomas said, a Savannah rematch, this Franchon, Shadeja, and man, it's boo boo after that. So she got this new 8-fight deal, $8 million deal with Win Records. I don't know how that's gonna work with the boxing and the music, but hey, hopefully we get the Shadeja after this Franchon fight. Other than that, it's wait and see, man. Wait and
See, that Win Records deal is because of like you were saying, like the most appealing fights for her is going to be rematches. So to supplement whatever money that she ain't making for another fight, she don't have to put out a record. So that Win Records, that's the same record company Papoose is with. So I don't know what that come with, and I think they said modeling was also part of that deal too. So it's boxing, music, and modeling, if I remember correctly. The other thing is that we're not accounting for is the hate of 50 Cent. We don't see how everybody who on the bad side of a 50 Cent beef, man, they things don't go right for them. We see what happened with Fat Joe. We seen what happened with Ja Rule. We seen what happened with Rick Ross, and now you got Clarissa and Papoose. And I think look what happened with Diddy. Beefing with 50 Cent is just not good for people's careers. It's not. After they end up in a beef with him, it's like everything starts going downhill for them. And I don't know. I just got this sneaking suspicion. That there's gonna be some weird, funky shit to go on with Clarissa, since the whole thing going on with Papoose and 50 done leaked over. Now she up in it too. I don't know. It's just like 50 Cent is one of them people where I don't know. He kind of like a bad omen. Now, I salute his pettiness because ain't nobody can hate like him. But shit, you know, it's some weird shit that go on whenever people on the opposing side of him, and it's just like, yeah, I don't know. Like it's just this weird feeling I got. But I think Clarissa beat all them people. Like if they ever fight, I think she beats them. I don't see no knockouts, you know, just because. But I still think that she gonna beat them soundly.
Hey man, on that 50 blast, 50 already in so many words. He gonna back off Clarissa. You know, she got a fight coming up. Good luck, champ. You know, even though he's the most pettiest dude, but Pap ain't letting it go. Pap still been coming for him. So,
Ooh,
hey,
man.
however that goes, man. But he didn't water it down when it come to Clarissa. So. Hey man, we know how this internet stuff work, and drama sells, and tension and dysfunction is what get views. So
Yep.
it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Man, Tiafimo and Shakur though, hearing what? Oh, wait. There's another fight before that. Next Friday.
I'll be right
Next
back.
Friday.
I'll be
Okay.
right back.
So y'all remember you know, the whole TKO and like Zuffa boxing or whatever? They supposed to have, but technically it's their second fight because Zuffa, they named them as the promoter for Bud and Canelo. But this fight they got next Friday supposed to be I think what they call the UFC Apex. It's like some little arena or ring that got set up at the UFC headquarters. Supposed to be next Friday. And UFC, I think what is it, 324 something is that weekend too. So they're supposed to have Colin Walsh and I think that's his name. He this Irish kid, and he's supposed to fight like some other guy. I forget his name, but that's supposed to be like their first boxing event, and it's supposed to be next Friday. But it's like, okay, is that the only event? Because I ain't see nothing on BoxRec for it. I ain't seen no official event, and I ain't seen nothing about no undercard. But that's what they saying they got going on for next Friday, right before the UFC event on Saturday. So for me, it's like, man, thinking about that, I'm like, shoot, where is this Zuffa gonna go? Because that don't sound like a very promising thing when that's supposed to be your first card and the first one of this year, and the first one since the Paramount deal too, because it's supposed to be on Paramount Plus. So it's like that's how they starting off. I don't know.
Vegas, this event.
No, it's gonna wherever the UFC headquarters is. I don't know what city that's in, but they got their own arena, like some small arena and ring inside the UFC headquarters, and that's where that fight's supposed to be at next Friday.
I ain't heard nothing about this. This new to me.
What is that? The Gupta?
Yeah, that Zuffa event.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about it.
I haven't heard anything about it either. Phoenix
Yeah, it's on a small. It's like at a small venue, and
they call it like the UFC Apex.
Yeah, something. It's like the UFC Apex or something, like a small venue. And they have like, I don't know, maybe Vito Melanecki. Guys like Vito Mal. I think the person that I heard was like guys like Vito Melanecki, and some other guys that had like, got knocked off, kind of middle, like, I would say upper middle level of type fighters whose names sound familiar, but they're probably
it's
getting
Callum
like
Walsh.
Joey Spencer and shit.
Callum Walsh and Carlos Ocampo.
That's
supposed to be fighting.
Carlos Ocampo, yeah.
And Callum Walsh, they're supposed to be fighting. So that's it's going to be their first one that's going to be on Paramount Plus, and it's part of a weekend that includes UFC 324. So I don't know if like they promoting that and the UFC card is like a multi-day event. The way they tried to do the whole, was it Times Square or whatever card they was talking, or the Canelo card. It was like, oh yeah, this is going to be a whole week event, including the fight and everything. I don't know if that's what they're trying to do and try to make it like oh yeah, our fight cards is gonna be like, like the little carnivals that come to town. We're gonna have a week of attractions, and these are all the different things you can see. You can get day passes and all this and that, and you can choose which events you want to attend. Like it sounds like that's what they're doing, like the circus.
Hey, I don't know, man. I just never could really get into the UFC MMA stuff. They may need to have some type of limit of grappling on the mat. If they down there a certain amount of seconds, ref got to break it up, get back on your feet, because I just can't get with a bunch of grown men all wrapped up in between each other's legs and just just a
That is too
Unfortunately,
much.
man.
I can't get into that, man. I mean, you try for submission, submissive hoes, but it'd be too much seeing a man facing another man ass and anus. I mean, your testicles, and
Uh,
stand up and fight.
they do got the lingerie fight league. They did start that, which is like some weird side promotion, like bare knuckle boxing. They do got that going on.
Mm.
Yeah,
You
they
mean
tried to
along
hype.
with the fight?
They really tried to hype that sport up, and because they had some stars at first. They had I think the biggest thing was Conor McGregor. They had Conor McGregor, Ronda Rousey,
And
and
Brock Lesnar, because he
Brock
came from
Lesnar.
WWE.
Yeah, they had their white folk that they thought this could be some real shit to carry on, but then they started having to sell these Eastern Europeans and these Brazilians, and that's just not going to catch on in the United States, man. I'm telling you, man, these guys are always trying to get rid of Americans from American sports, but it's not enough, and you can't have any real lifetime in that shit, man. That's too vicious. Like, you can get choked out, you get fucked up, like that's not.
Like, look what happened to Anderson Silva's leg when he fought Chris Weidman the first time. His leg don't like his leg broke so bad it literally wrapped around the other dude's leg when it was split his shin. Like that's how bad it was. Like when you see it in slow mo, it wasn't just a break. Like his leg, like you could see it, like when you take like a whip or something or a chain and you hit like a pull with it and it wrap around. Like his leg literally did that. So it's things like that. And you see people's knees get hyperextended bad. You see I seen Ronda Rousey put someone in an arm bar. You could see it snap. You could see when it snapped. So it's like one of them things where yeah, they gonna be a tough fights every time because the competition there, it's tight. It's tight. And what's crazy about that is I think I could be wrong, but I think UFC or MMA in general got more fighters in it than boxing does. Because you look at BoxRec, when they got registered active fighters, they have about 27,000, and I think there's way more than that when it comes to UFC and MMA in general. Because they got so many different things. UFC is just a big one. They got Strike Force, they got one championship, they had the International Fight League IFL, and they got a few others. UFC is just one promotion, so they got a whole bunch of them out there. So I don't know, like it's crazy that, or maybe it's just because they more mainstream, so it give off that appearance that they got more people. But I don't know, man. Like their competition ain't the same as boxing, unless like it would be like right now in boxing, if the only fights we've seen was like the top 15 in each weight class.
Hey man, boxing is a lot more difficult to pick up. I mean, boxing ain't no run of the mill sport to just pick up on and just. If you're trying to be one of the top dogs, hey, this is an extremely difficult goddamn practice. So
you're right about that.
You're gonna have way more MMA, UFC folk than boxers, because the real deal boxers are really, really elite people, and we don't give them enough flowers for that. I mean, hey man, we call people ducks and don't want smoke all the time. Hey man, you get in that ring and have somebody swinging at your goddamn head and liver hard as they can and possibly connect and have you as a vegetable for the rest of your life. Hey man, I give Hey, them dudes a lot of respect they getting that boxing ring, man. For real.
For
Yeah,
sure, man.
I feel you on that.
Hey, y'all,
I mean,
I'm about to
there's
roll
some
out.
exceptions.
I'm in 2 hours. I'm about to roll out, bro. Thank y'all,
All right,
man.
all right.
Hey, y'all,
Y'all
come
take
back
it easy.
tomorrow, man. We'll be
For
back.
sure.
All right, brother. Get back. All right, y'all. Thanks for chopping it up with me today, man. Y'all have a wonderful day. Peace and blessings to y'all. Oh, Deem is here. What up, Deem?
But now you about
Deem?
to wrap up? You wrapping
Yeah,
up?
that's cool. What's up? What's up? No, you good? What's
No.
up?
Oh, I must have just been catching you. I was just gonna say, hey, Fanon, you see how Virgil Ortiz management is talking about? Oh, now that they not turning their back, Oscar could turn their back. Eddie reach out to the real people to make the fight happen. Fanon, if it looked like a duck and quack like a goddamn duck, goddamn, this one. Fanon, this is one of the worst ducks we have seen in boxing history. This is one of the worst ducks we
Oh,
have seen.
it's extraordinarily blatant.
It's
It is blatant.
extraordinary.
He ain't even
Say that
fucking around. He's like,
again.
give me all the money for the fight that I man. He said Errol Spence he said Jerron Ennis is replaceable with Errol Spence. I was like, nigga, you high? Man, you think Errol's taking 60-40 from you? What the
That's
fuck?
not happening. But
Hell
that'll
no,
never
that's what he
happen.
said. When he said that, I was like, "You're high as kite," because that means you think you can just plug in Errol Spence at 60-40. No, you can't. That shit's 60-40 the other direction for fucking sure.
70-30 for sure. And for now, you know what's crazy? His team say that. For now, have we ever seen a promotional company risk losing a network deal over one fight? Like literally, the zone is thinking about dropping Golden Boy. And I've heard they already have done it for now. Like the only way they will re-up the contract is if Golden Boy makes that fight with Jerron Ennis. So my thing is for now, for real is they spent a year and a half tearing that young man down. And then now when everything get proven right, remember them fake ass offers? Why Jerron Ennis the A side and keep getting these deadlines, these 24-hour deadlines to make fights? For now, that's what's killing the sport. But I thought where Turkey money go? Where Turkey
out
money
the
at?
window. Hey, shh. I heard it was never his money to begin with. I heard these niggas was running goddamn scams out of there, and they was fucking around. And now this nigga, and they said, and then Turkey Al Sheikh's boss said no more money in the United States. So
He said no mobs.
I know it's funny. I don't know. It's magical. That shit just went puff. You know what I mean? Like poof.
But now when we gonna stop? 2025 was trash. They killing our sport for now. Just think about it for now. All of them videos they made about Jerron Ennis, all the arguments we had for now, all the videos you have made trying to sort all of this nastiness out. But it's never the same energy after everything get proven right for now.
Oh no.
Shakur Stevenson with the rehydration clauses. You know, Shakur fans want to add context to the rehydration clause and why Shakur won it. But when it was Tank for now, ain't nobody want to hear no context.
Nothing.
The catch weights. Remember, they ain't want context.
Mm-hmm.
And then when
Don't worry, Dean. These niggas are back these niggas are back driving box trucks. Okay. Just telling you. People deliver messages in subtle ways, out here in this world.
Oh, they back on that truck? Oh, okay. All right.
Somebody was back. Somebody was doing a video from a box truck. So what I'm thinking is maybe these niggas recognize that the money is running out. That lick ain't what that lick. You can't take that lick ain't getting licked no more. That's what I'm telling you, man.
Hey, for now, you're gonna love this. I'm gonna let you go.
Uh-huh.
I guess he was right. Everything's subjective to change then.
Shit be subject as a motherfucker. But look, hey, I ain't trying to wish nothing bad on nobody because I don't want to be back in that box truck. So I'm trying to work, nigga. Thank y'all for donating to the channel.
Hey, for now, I've learned this, and I think Jerron Ennis has showed us this lesson. When you a man and you stand on principles and you do things the right way, you'll never be in that position. Didn't Jerron Ennis tell him on Twitter for now, everything that's done in the dark gonna come to the light? Jerron told y'all this was gonna happen. Look for now, they all down bad. Everything we've been saying for the last 3, 4, 5 years, and you especially for now, It all came true. Bud said, fuck them belts. But when Earl and Tank said it, they didn't want context. Devin done did catch weight. Shakur want rehydration clauses. Virgil ducking boots. I mean, it ain't no more net profit. Money.
Niggas was getting paid in crypto.
Cryptocurrency. Brian Norman Sr. confirmed that. You know, and then Brian Norman Sr. got the boot. Hey, Brian Norman Sr. didn't I
Oh,
tell you
no,
to
tell
stay
me
off
Brian
this?
Norman Sr. didn't get paid in crypto, dog.
He got paid in crypto. They were saying Turkey, part of they did was crypto. I swear to God, Brian Norman Sr. and them was saying that.
Oh,
I swear to God, man.
that's why the nigga got fired, bro.
Hey, for now, I'm gonna let you go, man. You have a good day. This was a great show. I'll holler at you. All right, big dog.
All right, bro. All right, hold on, man. Stop. First of all, dog, I don't mean, like I said, dog, I appreciate you delivering that message. I ain't stupid enough to think you broke. So I don't take the box truck message any differently than it's delivered, bro. Dog, got paid in crypto instead of cash, bro. Instead of cash. Crypto instead of cash. Wow. Anyway, let me get up out of here, man. Hey, what up, Grumpy? I'll be back tomorrow. And y'all have a wonderful day, man. Shout out to my guy, Grumpy Boxing. Oh, shout out to my guy, the member, 10 to God, big supporter, said John Jones had me watching for a minute. He unbeatable. Yeah, that dude can fight, bro. Now, I might watch John Jones. I ain't gonna lie. Anyway, bro, let's get a case of act right, y'all. Let's get a case of act right. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.